Hey guys, Loman02, currently playing a game of Pauper, of all things. I think this format's actually pretty sweet. I'm playing with Dimir deck, a Dimir deck. This deck tends to beat Delver, does not tend to beat Tron. So, Delver? Nope, just Preordain. I did mulligan to 6, top to Preordain of my own. Seeing a Preordain deck generally tends to make me think that the Preordain I have on top I'm probably going to use next turn. What are my ideal draws? Hard telling here with Preordain. Maybe even too early to use it. But unless my opponent did Mola 6 as well, so maybe they're still on Delver, but they could also be on Dimir as well. It could be the mirror match. Okay, one the mirror. I tend to like both of these. We'll hold off on showing them black until we must. Next turn we'll probably be conducting a Forbidden Alchemy and leaving Probe in hand. Forbidden Alchemy likely just trying to find a Dimir Guildgate, is my guess. Okay, they cantripping again. So they basic land cycle for what? Snow-covered island, okay. So they wanted to shuffle after preordaining. Interesting. This card is actually very potent. I probably should be running it in my deck. Ash Barrens, that is. It actually makes Brainstorm a much more playable card, I think, in this format. Alright. Get a Brainstorm here? In reverse order? It'd be kind of odd. Brainstorm, I think, generally is going to tend to be used to sorcery speed, although Ash Barrens does allow you to kind of do some instant speed shenanigans with it, where you kind of get away with using 2 lands to Brainstorm and get the flack out of your hand, so to speak. Alright, another island. Well, if they're mono blue control, which it's seeming more and more like they are, then I think it's going to be a tougher matchup because I have stuff like Chainer's Edict and Echoing Decay, which are just bad. So we need to look to do what? Get a mana advantage. This can get countered. I mean, if it does, okay, but it's a flashback spell, so sucking a counter out of their hand is not bad, especially on the end step. I would prefer it to resolve to set up Gurmag Angler. There is the Dimir Aqueduct, and I'm going to take that, even though I'm losing a counter spell. I'm going to go Shields down on counter magic for this turn. I mean, I don't have it anyways, but they're going to know I don't have it now, or don't choose to leave it up. If they want to counter the Augur, that's cool too. Counter spell? Yep, cool. I am fine trading Augur for a counter spell. Alright, another Brainstorm? Okay. Brainstorming end step without an Ash Barrens activation up seems kind of odd to me, but that is their call. It means they have to at least keep 2 of the cards in their hand. Maybe their hand's just awesome, though. So, go ahead. If we're very lucky, they'll tap out for something that doesn't really matter here. Hopefully not like a Curse of the Bloody Tome, because that card is kind of difficult to beat. For this control deck. Alright, and Evolving Wilds, which is going to shuffle away the last card off the Brainstorm if they so opt to use it. Yeah, if they tap out and I get to Probe, I feel pretty good. I'm not going to waste the Probe, though. Well, I'm just going to play on a land and say go, and then Forbidden Alchemy again. Probably looking for counter magic this time. And or possibly land. Okay. So they did not want the last card they used the Brainstorm on. Or they put on the top with Brainstorm. Alright, so they're a blue-red deck. Okay, well they have threats. Red allows you to play Bolt. So they are snow-covered, so that means they have Skred in their deck. And Skred could deal with the Gurmag. Okay. Well, let's see if we can cause a fight on their end step here. Actually, if they're playing Delvers, I like this matchup a lot more. Before I saw the Mountain, I was like, oh, I'm probably playing against just mono blue. You can counter it if they like. I'm going to take the Disfigure, because if I hit land, that means that I can disfigure this thing, or I don't hit land. I think they're playing a Skred variant. I think it's more relevant to probe them here, and hope they don't have main deck Pyroblast. So we'll get some card advantage here. They can crap 2 cards out of their hand, and we get to cycle a bit here. Well, okay, I'm going to discard the Preordain and the Chainer's Edict. Let them discard some cards out of their hand. I'm going to play the Swamp out and disfigure the Delver right now, and then... yeah, I think they're overvaluing their counter magic. If they have Daze, they could Daze this, but that feels pretty bad. Alright, now I'm on the mono Gurmag Angler draw. So if they have all counter spells, then that could be bad, but we've already taken 2 out of their deck. I don't think the Stutter Sprites, the Spell Stutter Sprites, are going to be good enough. So... number 1, well, do you have something to counter this with? Maybe a Deprive, another counter spell. Cool. Oh, no problems, man. Okie doke. Well, Dismal Backwater. Do we want to play another one out? No, I think we're better off if we just leave these other, like, spells, extra spells in our graveyard available to ourselves. Could play 2, but I think it's pretty likely that this will get Scredded. So if he goes for another Mountain here off this Evolving Wilds, he can cast a Scred and kill the Gurmag Angler, which is pretty strong. Okay, Ninja of the Deep Hours, hardcast. Alright. Well, have Daze. This is probably where you concede if you can't counter this. Even if you can, you're not in a good spot. We've eaten 3 counter spells out of their deck. They are on 1 card. And it's not looking very good for them. But we'll see. We can almost hardcast Angler at this point. Actually, can we? Yeah, we can. It's 7 mana exactly in play. Okay, they go for an island. Interesting. So I wonder if they play Scred. If you're playing snow covereds, you probably do. Alright, Ponder looking for Scred more than likely to kill my Gurmag. If they do nothing this turn, they shuffle it, chooses not to shuffle. Okay. Augur, which can block for a turn, buys them a turn. And find their last counter spell. Okay. Yeah, I don't like how they counterspelled our... well, there's one of our counter spells. I think we've exiled 1 or 2. 1. It's got 7 mana, right? Just gonna leave it up. Another thing that we have to probably watch out for. I mean, we're probably gonna... this thing may transmute into a ninja here. Yeah, that's probably what's happening. But at the same time, like, yeah, they're gonna get a card off of it. Okay. But they're still taking 5 damage to the face. And I don't think it makes sense to play scared here of a ninja getting 1 card. Alright, yep. It's cool. Wait and see if they do anything else relevant. They're kind of in a position where they need to start using their mana here to present threats to kill me because I'm at 19 life, which is pretty high. So if they play a threat, do I counter it? I mean, they're probably just going to replay the Augur here. It's fine. So they get some value off the Brainstorm, which is good for them. But we know they have a land plus 1 Augur in hand. Question is, do I counter the Augur? I don't think I do. Well, no, I don't have to, because I'm going to have enough cards in my graveyard next turn to Forbidden Alchemy it. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and Forbidden Alchemy here. Do I want the Gurmag or the Counterspell? Probably Counterspell. Yep. Gurmag resolves. Puts no cards into their hand. Oh, that stinks. Alright. And double Counterspell up. Could have also Chainer's Edict to them. We know they have one Counterspell. Alright. Preordain, cool. Okay, Preordain, cool. I wonder if they're playing Scred or not. They definitely have this snow covered like they are. 2 cards at the bottom. Yeah, it's not looking good here. They have Vapor Snags in this list. Well, if they do nothing, then I'm just going to go ahead and Chainer's Edict them and force a counter out of them, I think. Okay, Chainer's Edict. Counterspell, I assume. I mean, you don't want to be countering this, but they're at a point in the game where they probably have to, unless they have, you know, like Scred. Well, now it's time for my counterspells. Do you have a Prohibit? Okay. Welp. And that should be game. Just going in for the attack. Scred. Or Vapor Snag. Probably counter either. Plays around Daze as well. And game. Yeah. Alright. So. Delver. Shrivel? No. This deck is actually really well set up to beat Delver already, I think. Do I want the Stormbound's? Probably not. Stormbound's really not bad. I think I'm good with the deck the way it's set up, though. Stormbound just taps you out, though, and I don't know. Not as big a fan of it because it taps you out. It is good against Scred. Could put some Duresses in, but I think with the 2 Prohibits and the counter spells, I'm not in a bad spot. Plus I have 3 Drifters as well, which, you know, not only do they block the Delvers pretty effectively, but they're great card advantage. Disfigure is certainly not coming out. Yeah, this deck's just set up to beat Delver, so I mean, this is bound to be a pretty decent matchup for us, I think. I could have wanted Duress in this matchup, though. I just think if they get a fast start with Delver, I don't really want to have Duress sitting in my hand. Yes, I mean, this is the kind of hand I want. Like, turn 1 Disfigure for their turn 1 Delver. If they don't put a turn 1 Delver into play, then I'm going to play my Dismal Backwater. Opponent's mulliganing on the play, which is not good for them, but they kept the 6er they got. I'm a fan of my hand. Delver? Yep. That's kind of what they need to have happen. Now they need to daze this and put themselves back a land drop. Nope. Okay. Well, no daze. Augur would be their strongest follow-up play. Well, 2 Delvers would probably be their strongest follow-up play. This is their most likely follow-up play. Alright, Preordain, cool. Question to me is, I think I'm just going to do this. And if they want to ninjutsu in a ninja. I think I'm cool with that because I get to disfigure it. They could have, what, spell pierce? Alright, they don't have a ninja. That much is apparent. Oh, I guess it is their turn 3. They could tap out for a ninja. Chooses 2 shuffle. Alright, that's not good. So they're missing their land drop. That's not bueno. Delver. Nope, they're cycling for land. Find a mountain. Cool. Well, our hand is a mono preordains. Go ahead and look here. I think for now I'm just going to continue to preordain and just sculpt. Actually kind of like all of this that's going on here. Pyroblast is probably something they brought in, but Pyroblast is not going to stop the disfigure. Alright, just ninjutsu this thing. There we go. Okay. Surprise, surprise. Nope, counterspell. Nope, okay. I assume land back into Augur. No, just a preordain. Which means they're still mana short. I think we preordain first. I'm going to bottom this land and top this. What am I going to look for here? I'm going to top both these. I like them. I don't think I want to gain the life, because if they tap out for something or get really low, then I'm probably going to be happier just doing a 5-drop here, like a probe, to knock their hand apart, or a Mole Drifter, but I'd probably do probe first, because it limits their options further down the road, because they need to have a certain density of threats and a certain density of counter magic to really run. Well, this has been a game of many preordains. There have been 6 casts this game. I've cast every preordain in my deck. Kind of like they had all of their counter spells in the top 30 last game, which I was actually fine with because it exhausted their counter magic relatively quickly. Okay, Stormbound, a Geist. Alright, do they have days? I don't know, but I'm going to go for a probe here. Cast with Kicker. If they have days, it's a lot worse, obviously. Okay. Discard this and this. And go up a card, they go down 2. So, good old card advantage. Alright, counterspell, spell stutter. Okay, an Augur. That is fine. Alright, Gush. That's a way to rebuild the hand. think I'm just going to mystical teachings here and leave up a boat load of stuff, and then try to probe them after they gush. I think I'm comfortable taking 3 damage here. No feign counter magic. Okay, more land. Just gonna kill half of this thing right now. Counter this if they like. Red Elemental Blast, probably a good consideration here. Alright, counterspell. Kind of wanted land there. Alright, Prohibit is better than counterspell, any order. But this, yeah, when we get land, we can actually protect this this Mole Drifter. I think that's going to be better, or if they tap out for something silly. Could Gush on end step, which I don't really recommend. I think Gush is more of an offensive weapon to be used on your turn. Ideally, they go for it here, and then I'll feel a lot better about going for the Mole Drifter and then protecting it with Abrupt Decay. Okay. Yep, it gets in there. I'm down to 12. Alright, go ahead and burn a counterspell on this thing. If you have it. I'm looking for lands here. If you don't have it, then that's bad. Could be gushing, just to find it. Plus gushing to discard lands is not bad here. They don't need a ton to operate, yep. But it also takes them off of 5 lands for Skred. Not that they probably can't get to another land at some point in time. Oh, do you draw into a counterspell? If this resolves, that'd be really good, because that means I can probably find a land and keep up a counterspell on their turn. If it does not, well, it's less good. Okay, ditch, and discard 2. Probably 2 lands, which I think is fine. Alright. But we forced them to gush on our turn, which is good. Well, maybe not. Okay. Well, we're going down to 9 here, which could be bad, because if they're running like 4 bolts, then we're obviously kind of running some risk there. But we have a bunch of prohibits. Play a Delver, no, just a Preordain, or Ponder rather. I'm fine with that, I think. Maybe I wanted to discard one of these additional prohibits just to keep a land card. Yeah, I don't know. I think as the game goes longer, I mean, I'm going to want to have all this counter magic. I also need to hit lands, though, so discarding 2 is kind of hurtful, I think. They could flip this thing and turn it into... I mean, if they did that, that'd be great for us, actually, though. Turn it into Ninja. Alright, cast this thing out. You have multiple counters, Pyroblast or Reb. Alright. Well, 2 gushes. Suppose it was bound to happen. I don't think we're supposed to counter that extra gush on our end step, though. Oh, they're thinking... Yeah, they have to Reb it if they have it. Yep, or Pyroblast, yeah, my bad. I guess Reb is probably playable in this format, but it's not going to be as good as that is. Alright, so we're back in the position where we want to draw, or we can just find a Doomblade, I guess. Yeah, maybe we just Mystical Teachings. If we hit another land, we can Mystical Teachings for Doomblade, just kill this thing, right? They'll probably... So we take 3 down to 6 here. I guess I can F6. I mean, I don't have any... There's nothing really at 1 mana, and this deck does not run Daze. Maybe they're not running Bolts. Alright, Preordain. That should be their last one, right? Or second to last one. Got 2 Ponders out of the deck, and 3 Preordains, and what, 2 counter spells at this point? Yes. And 1 Pyro. So I think they do have a counter spell. Alright, do we have another threat? Nope, just another, their last Preordain. And actually, if we go to game 3, we may clock them. Normally this deck takes a long time to play, the Dimir deck I'm playing. But the Delver deck is certainly going to time right now. I do think it's a favored matchup for us. Although, maybe we could have played this better, I don't know. Like, the Stormbound Geist is a more problematic card. Okay, well, we're going to hang out and just leave up counter magic here. And we have to take 3 down to 3, which means that any bolt needs to be countered here. Which is not the best of positions to be in. We are at card parity and we have the teachings. And we can counter pretty much the world. Assume it comes in. Yep. They may just not be running bolts. Bolts is a good card though. Maybe it got banned, I don't know. No, you know what? Go ahead. Have it. And if you want to counter this, then I will prohibit. Gonna get a Doomblade. We can fight over this, but I'm obviously at 6. They are not. Okay, Brainstorm is fine. Yeah, Brainstorm is certainly much more playable with Ash Barons in the format. I think it's actually not a bad choice. Maybe this deck should be running an Ash or some number of Ash Barons. I think you have to up the overall land count though, because this deck's already slow. Okay, well, did you find a counter spell? Okay. Alright, get bladed. And get decayed. Alright, and your go at it. Now all I have up is Counterspell or Prohibit, so I'm going to hang back, and hopefully this Chainer's Edict plus Forbidden Alchemy can help me mop up the board. Card parity, deck parity. Alright, they found land, which is not bad by me. I'm happy with them finding land. It's less density of threats. Scred? Yeah, okay. I'm going to say okay. I might have to take 1 here, but I think taking 1 is fine. Now, if they transmute this into a ninja, that's less good. It looks like they're going to, too. Yeah, the pause they had there. And I cannot stop this. Yep. So I got down to 1. However, turn off auto yields. Alright, they're going to just pass it. Alright, Chainer's Edict. Okay. Assume they sack the spell stutter. It doesn't really matter what they sack. Alright, now we're double counter spell up. No, get countered. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think they have burn. Well, I guessed wrong. I was going to draw the land here. So that's Forbidden Alchemy, looking for a Gurmag Ungler. I'm glad to put all those in the graveyard. Alright, and the question is, they probably have Scred. I feel like that's their last card. Can't Alchemy here, unfortunately. And if they're running Bolt, then I got had. Okay, they had Scred. I mean, that's, yeah, makes sense. Counterspell as well. No? Well, this feels pretty good. Alright, go up 1 measly life point. They drew some sort of counter magic, more than likely. Probe did a lot of work this game. I think we got 2 probes off. Counter magic. A bolt. Okay. So they are running bolts. Let's see if we can stop this. No, it looks like we are just dead. Unfortunate. But that was the draw they needed. Let's look. Where was the last counterspell at? There it is. Alright, well, unfortunate, but they are at 5 minutes and 59 seconds on clock. And, yeah, I think we can beat them. So they're running bolts. Do I want negate in this matchup? No, I don't think so. Duress? Nah. Yeah, Stormbound Geist unfortunately did a lot of work and was able to crack us for a bit of damage there. That's alright, though. I mean, sometimes they just draw it, you know, and that was the case there. They certainly didn't really set that up. They just drew into the bowl. If they didn't, then they played that very oddly. Yeah, this hand's a keeper. Yeah, keep. Go for an island turn 1, turn 2, Augur of Bolas. Possibly just invoking the Drifter on turn 3. We'll see, though. This hand does want to draw another blue source. Wonder how many bolts they're running, because like I haven't seen a ton. Maybe their draws have just been bizarre. I know I shouldn't do this now, but I just want the F6 value because I'm ahead on clock. I intend on staying ahead on clock here and forcing them to, you know, have it. Alright, so they're not turn 1 delvering us, which is nice. Alright, Augur. Removal. Ooh, big miss. But I really didn't want any of those anyways, so that is cool with me. We may just be drifting next turn. Alright, get after it. Alright, counterspell is up. I assume they cast an augur of their own here. Probably try to find, what, lightning bolt? Okay. So you know they have bolt in hand. I think I preordain here and try to find an island. I think I'm going to keep both, because I mean, actually I should have bottomed that one, because I'm going to augur here anyways, which means there's one less card that I can hit with augur. Alright, Disfigure's a fine card. I'm happy with that. Man, just build up the mana base. Well, even if they're going to lightning bolt one of these silly augurs off, I'm fine with that. Just builds my delve up. Preordain or ponder. Okay, no recycling without a brainstorm. Okay. I guess they are kind of... Alright, they're going to get a bolt. I'm going to say go here. Forbidden Alchemy probably for a land. They could bolt one of my things. End step, I'm fine with that. They have another Ash Barrens. Opponent's very aggressive with their Ash Barrens as opposed to trying to get value off Brainstorm, or their hands are just sick, or their clock's so low they don't have time to try to eke all these little value plays out. Okay. Sculpt away, my friend. Alright, Forbidden Alchemy. Looking for a land drop. Could get Pyroblasted, whatever. I think I'm fine with that. Alright, we'll just take the island here, I think. Yeah, I ditched the probe. Which I think is one of the power cards in this game here. Now, the onus is on them. Like, their clock is lower than mine is. I'm going to let them come at me. I'm making land drops. I have counter magic. I don't need to jam this Muldrifter into a bunch of open mana here. Probably a Pyroblast or something like that. The onus is on them to win this right now. Yeah, it's fine. And now we can double counter plus remove this Delver. Hopefully fight over this. Nope, we're not going to fight over it. Alright. Preordain, looking for more land. Ideally, a bounce land would be nice. Now, do you have the Pyroblast here? No. Island? I'm going to bottom the Angler, top the island, and say go. Yeah, I guess I forget they're playing the Spellstutter Sprite as well. That may have been folly there, because I really did want to leave up counter magic here. But if I'm making my land drops, I think I'm okay with that. They can have all the cards they want in hand. Their cards just don't have a lot of relevance. Like a bunch of ponders and stuff like that. They really need to get a threat density going. And with them at 3 minutes and 12 seconds, I'm probably going to clock them. But I'm going to force them to tap out on their turn. Like, they kind of have to start getting after me, unless they want to just play 1/1s. Alright, they want to continue to play Drago with the Drago deck. Pass it back. I'm not going to try to Drifter here. Like I said, I think it's better to, if they have a controlling hand but they don't have any aggro out, like they're an aggro control deck, eventually I'll win that fight. And one more land and I can cast Forbidden Alchemy out with buyback. Or with, I'm sorry, with flashback. We'll fight here. Cool, man. Oh, come on, you. Alright, yep, you got it. Alright, 9 cards now. Maybe I should have just let that happen. Okay. Well, now we'll resolve our card drawing spells. We know they have Bolt, so they can get through the air on for 2 here, but I also need to find an answer to the Gurmag Angler. Assume they'll bolt the Drifter out of the way. That's cool, but I already got 2 cards out of it. Yep, get in there, you. Yeah, 1 minute. Well, they could have Bounce for it, too. Yep, Brainstorm away. Yep. And we do have Forbidden Alchemy available to us if we want to go that route. I don't think I go that route until I've exhausted their hand size. Yep, Ash Barrens, post Brainstorm, keeping 2. Alright, Snow-Covered Island, cool. I assume they get in there with their Stormbound. Alright, take 2. Okay. Well, that's what you get. A fight. Alright, nothing. And now you're behind a threat. Could have Scred. Alright. Get probed. Probably ditch a bunch of lands from the... Alright, ditch this. Ditch this. Yeah. I think they're going to time out anyways here. Alright, so that is Pauper. This is a very grindy game. This is a very grindy deck. It's kind of why I enjoy it. There's like no Planeswalkers. It's all incremental value. It's about playing for the long game. At least, you know, this matchup is. This deck, the one I've got here, I think it's kind of fun. You know, obviously our opponent top-decked a Lightning Bolt out of like nowhere and just won the game, even though they didn't really show us any in the first couple games. They may only have one solo Lightning Bolt in the whole deck. Which I don't think can be right, but I guess they have Scred too for the removal. That all said, you know, I feel like we played some pretty solid games with this Dimir deck. I think it's a very cool deck. Maybe we could have played some of the games better. Probe was certainly an all-star. But I'll put this one up. You know, if Pauper's a format that interests you, I think this is a pretty cool Pauper list, this Dimir deck that you got to see in the sideboards. And, you know, I like to play all kinds of different Magic, and Pauper is certainly something different and fun to experience if you haven't given it a shot. Thanks, guys, and take care.